I said I'd do the intro, and then I took a big piece of chocolate into my
I
face.
asked if you were ready. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Website 101 podcast. This is the podcast for new and medium developers who want to learn more about creating and maintaining websites. This is our lunch bites on the first Wednesday, and we're trying to figure out what's up in September. We're going to have a second time, I don't know, where we go live on YouTube. So if you want to join us, if you've got questions, anything that you want to talk about, we absolutely want to hear it. And then we take this and we turn it into a podcast episode. I'm sure that'll be starting again in September.
Yep.
I assume.
I do have a question about medium developers. Are these developers that talk with the spiritual
I hate you
afterworld?
so much right now. I knew you were going to do that. No, don't reward that behavior.
I want to
Boo.
interview a medium developer.
Boo on both
Someone
of
who
you.
makes websites for the dead.
Sorry, I just can't help myself. I love a good pun and dad jokes and the whole thing.
It wasn't good though.
It
Share a
was.
good one with me.
I do have I should have done the, oh, there we go. I should have had that ready.
Ba-dum-tish.
That hi-hat.
Yeah.
So Sean, I hear congratulations are in order.
Yeah, it's today. To the day is 3 months since I started my new position at a large company.
Congratulations.
It's been a very interesting and fun transition. Like when you work by yourself, you're responsible for everything and things generally go really fast. Like you do something, you deploy it, and client's happy. The biggest learning process is going slower and following corporate speed. So yeah, I mean, I do things, and instead of just pushing it directly to production or staging, depending on what I'm doing, now it goes into PR review. And then there's another developer that looks at my code and says, hey, yeah, this is great. Or maybe asks questions about why I did it this way. And then I have to justify my decisions. And then that goes out into the develop branch where it's the developers QA it. And then after that, then it goes into QA and the QA people QA. And then it goes into QA2. And the QA2 team QAs it. And then you think we're ready for production? No. We're going to staging where the website owner, the senior manager that's responsible for the site, looks at it and approves it before it finally goes to production. So yeah, there's a lot of safety steps involved because they don't want any sort of issues making it to production. And it actually worked out because there was one thing that I caught that didn't show up locally, but it showed up in the developer step. And that slowed it down. We had to start all over. And, those changes will go out soon. But yeah, I mean, the process is there for a reason. You're not a solo guy with a small business. Now it's like enterprise level, and it's higher stakes, and you got to follow these procedures to ensure that nothing gets damaged. So yeah, I mean, I learned about that, and then I'm learning some new skills, Microsoft Azure and Microsoft D365 is on the plate, but I haven't learned it yet. And that's like because I'm embedded with the marketing team. So I'll be learning more about that. I don't know anything yet, but it's coming
Never
up.
heard of it. Don't even know what that is.
I think it's something similar to like SEM Rush or, like these other marketing tools. I don't really know. I'm just saying it's one of those things that I will be learning.
Yeah.
How is it going from like basically being by yourself all day, every day? Yes, we have a Slack channel. Yes, we do video chat sometime. But going from that to like the mental load of commuting to being with other people in the office to being in-person meetings, like how's that working out for you?
The commute is nothing. I mean, it is something. It's 65 minutes each way, without
Oh,
without traffic or TTC issues, and we know that those can be a problem.
yeah.
But it's really nothing because when I lived in South Korea, I also had relatively long commutes, like 45, 50 minutes. I was used to it. And I read books or I listen to podcasts or I zone out.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me. I wasn't really worried about it. I mean, a couple of times in the morning, it's like, oh, I wish I didn't have to go today because I just didn't want to move that fast. But once I start moving, it's fine. So that's not a problem. The meetings. Yes, we have meetings about having meetings.
Yeah.
And
I was because last time, just quickly, the last time I was in corporate culture, there were meetings just all the time. I mean, fortunately, I was in a marketing team and we were all pretty close socially,
yeah,
and the meetings ended up being half the time they were just us kind of goofing off and talking to each other, almost like this, like just how is everybody doing? What's you working on these days? And then, okay, you're doing that. Okay, great. And then we're done. It wasn't really a slog, but how do you find the meeting culture there?
well,
Without divulging too much about the actual company, of course.
yeah, I mean, the meetings are almost all virtual, even if everybody's
Okay.
in the office. But they all start off like, "Hey, what's up?" It's very casual. The company is it's not this cold corporate culture. It's very friendly and open and helpful. So yeah, the meetings are generally there for a reason. And sometimes I'm along just because I'm on the team or I might have something to say. And in that case, when I don't, I just sit there with my mic off and I listen or I take notes or whatever. But a couple of times, like I'm the star of the show and it's all about what I have to say. And yeah, yeah, there can be a lot of meetings. Like today, I've got two meetings, and it's important stuff that's coming up. And the
Yeah.
first
Well,
one, I don't think I have a lot to say.
I wasn't even like necessarily talking meetings, but I was talking more like the soft skills, like the personal interaction and being around people all the time. Like the last time I worked in a company, corporate, was 100 years ago, but being obviously not bubbly because that's not me, but interacting with
Wow.
people and being able to talk to people in different departments, and that was like a very important. The soft skills were very important to have, and I just worry that like we're still feeling the effects of post COVID, and because I deal with so many students, there are so many of them who are still shy, intimidated, don't know how to do that social interaction. And so I just wonder if you think that that's still an important skill for them to have.
Well, I think it's an important skill to have. I'm not dealing with people that are lacking in that area. Most of the people I talk to are over 30, so they weren't really impacted socially by COVID, like a reduction in their social skills. Doesn't mean that it wasn't hurt by it, but so most of the people I talk to are over 30. There are some younger people on the team, but I don't work directly with them, so I'm not sure where it stands for them. Um, yeah, I mean, as an introvert, sometimes I have to fake the extroversion.
It takes
But that,
energy to have that fake, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah. But that's where the commute comes in. It gives me my time alone. Like I'm alone with 1,000 people, if that makes sense, because I'm not talking
Yeah.
with anybody. I'm just in a crowd. There's no real interaction with people. It gives me that downtime so that when I get home, I can talk with my wife and my son without
Yeah.
being like a bore or a grump because I've been so busy with other people, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the social thing is important. But sorry, I think I'm rambling and I
That's
lost what I
okay.
was going to say.
I have a,
Who do you eat lunch with? Do you have a work friend?
I have a few work friends, and I really do like the team because a few times I would go out and sit by myself. I'd go for lunch a little bit early just because didn't have anything to do at the moment, and I was hungry. And I'd be sitting off by myself by the window, and the team usually sits at this long table together, and they called me over. So I mean, I've been called over, and like I joined the group. They're really inclusive and friendly. It's just fantastic.
Oh, that's
And then
great.
there's a couple other people on the team that like I just like to hang out and talk with socially when we have a little bit of downtime. So yeah, things are great. It was a lot. The transition was simpler than I expected, but there was also some difficulty getting used to the corporate culture where things are a little slower. And less nimble, which is kind of what I touched on earlier. But I'm familiar with that now. I've learned the process. There's this one guy, Abdullah, that has helped me through my stumbling blocks, learning the process because I made some mistakes, and he was patient and kind, and he deserves the shout out. So
Awesome.
go
Nice.
Abdullah, you the man. He's probably not listening, but if he ever does, there it is.
Yeah. So that process you described, Sean, where you, you go through the QA and all these different steps of approving changes that you make, how long does that process generally take?
Well, we're supposed to be on a 2-week sprint. This current sprint is taking longer because I made part of it was I made mistakes, and part of it there were some unexpected delays. So basically, I work on stuff the first week for that release, and then the second week, the QA stuff happens, and then we meet at 10 p.m. online on one evening, and the DevOps guy does the deployment to production, and I just watch him work. Basically, I need to be there in case there's an issue and he has questions about why. Oh, maybe you should run Composer install again. I don't know because there hasn't been an issue yet, but I'm required to be there at 10 o'clock for 30 or 40 minutes every 3 weeks, something like that.
Okay.
Not in person, online. So that's pretty simple. I just do it and then I go to bed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm thinking of it in terms of our work with clients where, for me, very often it's someone requests some change to the site. I do it. I put it on staging. I say, hey, how's this look? Or even sometimes just send them a screenshot or whatever, depending on what it is. And they'll email back within hours and say, oh, can you actually do this? And I go, yeah, sure. And and all that process from start to production depending on what it is, might take one day or something like that.
Or an
might be done in a
afternoon.
day. Yeah. But I mean, in your case, I guess a lot of the changes you're making are it's your company's own web properties, right? You don't have
Yeah.
other people asking to do anything. It's just your own company doing stuff to their own site.
Yeah,
that generally
and so I talk with the product owner, and she's the one that coordinates and gives all the final approvals. But there are other people along the way, including the partner that's above her that might have input. But I don't really talk. I talk most closely with this one woman, and she's great and very helpful and has some good ideas. But she's also listens to me when I make suggestions about things that could be better or things like that. So yeah, that's the biggest struggle was I was used to going really fast, just like you said. Hey, client sends me this information, I knock it out in an hour or maybe 2 days, depending on how big it is, and send them a screenshot or the staging site. Hey, does this look right? Yes, we deploy. It's done.
Yeah.
Or, and it could even be something simple like the client comes back and, hey, I noticed this little issue. Can you fix that? And it's something really small. And I just fix it and push it to production
Yeah.
without even,
And
I can't do that now. Now it goes into the sprint and it becomes part of the process.
yeah, and so Amanda's jumped out for a second, I guess, but hopefully she'll
Yep.
be right back. Yeah, I guess I'm thinking of things in terms of like if there's, because very often there's a change that comes up or a new idea from the client during the phase when I'm working on it. And I just kind of work it in. But in
Yeah,
your
me
case,
too.
it sounds like it would have to go back in, wouldn't have to go back into the, oh, well, if you want that change, we're still in the process of executing the whole first block of what you asked for. So you're gonna have to wait until we're done with that and then we'll implement the change. You know what I mean? Does that
Yeah, that
make any sense?
hasn't come up yet, but it's definitely something that I could see happening, especially if there's a change that comes after the QA processes come along, or maybe they say, "Hey, we want to do this also," and there's only like a half a day or a day left available before QA starts, and I can't get it done.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
without delaying, but again, if it's important, I'm sure the product owner or somebody else would say, okay, well, let's delay this sprint to get this done. Or maybe we'll add it to the next phase. Like it hasn't come up yet, but it's definitely something I can see coming in the future.
Okay. Amanda, welcome back. You're all good
Yeah.
there? I don't know what's going on.
I don't know, man. Well,
Okay. Was
Yeah,
that just an
so
internet thing?
it's just an internet thing. I don't know what's
Oh,
going
okay.
on with our house. We've been having this problem
fine.
for months now.
That's all right.
speaking of houses, I got critters living in my roof.
Uh-oh.
I can hear scratching at 6 to 7 in the morning. So we got a guy coming this evening to go on our roof and look at
Sounds like that sounds like squirrels to me if it's the same time every day.
it. It does sound like squirrels. We had raccoons a few years ago, and that was different. And also, I put the ladder up and peeked over the roof, and I didn't see anything that big enough to be a problem with a raccoon. But I hate going on the roof, so I stayed on the ladder.
Yeah.
I always
Smart.
feel like getting onto the roof is not a problem. It's getting back on the ladder. I always feel like I'm going to fall and break my neck.
Yes.
That's
Therefore,
why we
don't
hire
try it. Good
professionals.
idea.
Just don't.
Yep.
So hopefully, no problems with squirrels.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, I have a question for the team here, and it's actually related to what you were saying, Sean.
Okay.
I had this recent situation where a client asked me to make a change. I'm trying to not give too much detail here, but they wanted me to make, it's actually a pretty big project, part of their website that I'm now doing. And someone over there said, okay, when this is done, she said, I'm going to want to test all this other stuff that's unrelated to the project. Like basically, can they access this section of the site?
Okay.
And I had to explain to them, well, I mean, there's no need to do that because the work we're doing won't touch that part. It's not related to that at all. But she was very like, well, I just want to make sure. So I'm going to click through every single item in there when I'm logged in as that person. And my question to you is, like, I felt like saying, look, you got to just trust me. It's kind of like saying, you know, I'm hiring a contractor to rebuild my bathroom and then saying to the contractor, hey, can you go to the house that's at the end of the block and check their bathroom to make sure you didn't do anything wrong on their bathroom? And he'd say, I'm not working on their bathroom. Why would there be anything different over there? That's how I feel this makes sense to me. But to them, I get it. She's just thinking like, I just want to make sure. So the question is, how do you illustrate to a client without being, you know, a pompous ass kind of thing? Look, you got to trust me. It's not going to affect that. You don't need to do that testing. Or do you let them do the testing anyway, just to let them be confident? What would you guys do? Amanda, you're nodding. Let's hear from you first.
If you've told them once, it doesn't affect it. I'm not touching that area. It's going to be fine. And if they want to test it anyway, you're not paying them for their time. It's not going to affect you
Right.
at all. Let them click.
What if they did say they want you to test it and they wanted you to report on how the results went?
Then they're going to be paying me for my time.
Right. You would charge extra for that kind of testing?
Yeah.
Exactly what Amanda said. I would reiterate, hey, look, it's not related. Maybe spend 20 seconds explaining why it's not related. But if you want to test it, great, go ahead, let me know when you're done, and then we'll push it to production. It doesn't cost me anything. You're testing it. But if you want me to test it, I'm charging you, and it's going to cost whatever my rate is.
So now if you're already doing testing as part of the project of the stuff that you're actually building, and then they say, oh, we want you to also test this, would you tell her, okay, that is not included in the testing I'm doing because I have reason to believe that that's, it's unrelated. It doesn't require testing. Therefore, I'm charging extra. You would do that? Like you would make it clear?
If the code is coming from a template, share the screen and show her the one click. Here, look, it works. And if I went into this entry, the click is being generated by the same code. And if I went into that entry, the click is being generated by the same code. It's always going to work. But if they wanted specifics, if they wanted proof, if they wanted, then that is beyond the scope of general testing. So that's extra.
Yeah, because that's kind of the problem. Go ahead, Sean. You go.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it just sounds like this is something that's really, really important to her. That maybe this other section, and she's concerned that it's going to not work. You've tried to alleviate those concerns, but it's just niggling in the back of her head. She needs to do it. Just let her do it. Don't get upset. It's nothing against you personally. It's just a thing that's like a bee in her bonnet or whatever you want to call it. She needs to test this.
Sorry, did you just say beer bonnet?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Be in her bonnet. I think you
in
said.
her bonnet.
Yes. I'm pulling out this really old phrase because I'm old.
No, but Amanda thought you said beer bonnet.
Oh,
yeah.
Which sounds better than a bee in her bonnet.
That would be hilarious.
Well, that's why I was confused.
It's one of those helmets with beers and the straws attached. That's a beer bonnet.
That would be 2 beers in a helmet.
Trust me,
that's
bro.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's good advice. I think that's pretty much where I landed as well. I guess it's just a matter of it's hard to not think of it as you have to just trust me on this. I know what I'm doing kind of thing,
Well, I mean,
there's a certain amount of that you want to say. I know you can't just say it like that.
Yeah. Well, and again, like if the code is generated from a template, show them once or twice, show them that like the pattern that gets repeated to the URL that they're going through. Look, it's going to be the same every time. And I think that's enough. I mean, it could be a valid concern. Show them that it works, but if literally they want you to go through each individual entry to like test that the same link is working, that's overkill.
Well, in this case, fortunately, she's willing to do it herself, and she's just like, I'm going to do this after. So it's like you said, I'll just be like, okay, go nuts if you want to do it.
Enjoy.
Yeah, you'll see that there hasn't been a single change in that entire section, but okay, yeah. Okay, anybody else want to have anything they wanted to throw in here?
No, I think I'm good.
I have a brief thing I wanted to talk about. There was a TED podcast that I listened to this morning, and I have it here. It's called How AI is Breaking the Internet and What to Do About It. Matthew Prince, I think, is the speaker. And basically he was talking about how this concern that people aren't visiting websites anymore because they're getting results directly from the AI summaries sort of thing. Yep. And he had all these stats about how, I think he said this, the stats were how did he word it? Something like, how hard is it to get someone to visit your website now as compared to before AI? And he had these crazy numbers about, depending on which model people are interacting with, it's way harder to get people to actually get to your website.
We've already seen the results of this happening. Didn't it affect Adam at Tailwind?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. And that's ironic because Tailwind probably, I would assume, is getting way, way more like
it is.
Business because every AI uses Tailwind to build things, right?
Yeah, and even if you just go to npmjs.com, Tailwind now has more downloads than Bootstrap, which for
Yeah.
decades has been like the preeminent CSS framework.
Right,
Oh,
right.
yeah. Speaking of that, I'm using Bootstrap again. Yay. Yay me.
Because it's part of your culture, company culture kind of thing? It's a
No,
requirement
because
over
it's
there?
part of the original build.
Company
You didn't
culture.
catch the sarcasm?
Yeah.
Yay, yay me.
Yeah.
No, there's a whole process to change technology because
Oh.
they're risk averse. So
Yeah,
it's not
no,
gonna
for
it's
sure.
not gonna change. And it's not it's
Wow.
there's so much other stuff that needs to be done. It's not even something that's high on my list, even though I would much prefer to do that. But
Sorry, friends. So anyway, sorry. But Mike, what else did the TED Talk, did the
Right.
TED podcast?
Yeah, so I mean, basically, he said a bunch of weird stuff. Like he started talking about Spotify at one point, the music service, streaming service, and he's funny because he was talking about it like, oh, Spotify paid out this many billions of dollars to its artists. Like he was talking about it like a positive thing, and I could hear the audience kind of like going, because everyone hates Spotify and what they do to artists because they screw them,
Yeah.
because it all
Yeah.
goes into this pot and it gets divvied out, and only the Taylor Swifts and people like that get actual money from there.
And
so
now the single person who's created 100 AI artists.
yes, there's that too. And he did mention there's a guy in Finland or something who makes millions of dollars a year by creating, I think he didn't say it was AI he used to create it, but he said he creates songs that show up when people search for, sometimes people search for, Taylor Swift, whatever, but sometimes people search for a song that would be good to play to my dog when I'm out of the house or whatever. And he finds those searches and writes songs that will show up at the top of the list. And he's made a ton of money doing that.
Yeah.
So he mentioned that. But anyway, all of this to say, I just wanted to bring up, and we don't have time to go into depth, maybe in another episode, but this whole idea of what is happening to websites in the AI age. Are we losing traffic? Is it something to really be concerned with? Are you all concerned? That's what I was getting at. Again, we've got like 3 minutes left. I don't know if you want to touch on it briefly, and maybe we can make an episode about it later. But any thoughts
I think
on
it's
that?
I think it's a legitimate concern.
I agree.
But I don't have deep thoughts on it yet.
Yeah.
It's early days, and AI is going to change everything. Some of it will be good, some of it will be bad.
Yeah.
We just have to see how it plays out. Before the internet, I'm sure the encyclopedia industry was wondering what was going to happen.
Well, and look what did happen. They're gone. That's what happened.
I'm glad that I'm not an SEO expert, that I don't market myself as, oh, give me the money and I can make sure you land on the first page of the search results.
Yeah.
Like that industry must be hurting big right now.
But I think they're transitioning to GEO, and I think G is generative AI. I think that's what it stands for.
Yeah. Generative
So
optimization.
again, it could be like that. But yeah, there's lots. I mean, if you look back in history, when there's a disruptive change comes along, the old incumbent industry whines and complains and then either adapts or disappears. And some of it is inevitable, and some of it is just bad decisions. Like, example, Kodak invented the digital camera. Where's Kodak now?
Yeah.
And we can go even further back, like, the horse and buggy or electric lights and gas lights, where we had old lamplighters going around at 3 o'clock in the morning, lighting the lamps. Those jobs disappeared. It just
Well, I
adjust.
feel like the difference with our industry is that I feel like we're being hit with it in two ways, because there's how is the web itself going to change, and are we going to have trouble promoting the products that we build, which are websites, and alongside that is AI is doing our coding more and more,
Yes.
right? It's as good as we are at writing code. So more than many industries, it's like attacking us in different ways. Not that, I'm being really super negative. I'm not that negative about AI. I'm kind of in the middle, but anyway, I see that it feels different for our industry than a lot of industries. So I think
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
something
you
worth
can
talking about.
vibe code an app. Like, oh, I don't want to
Yeah.
pay a subscription to X company for an app that does this. All right, I'll just pay like $30 for a month of Claude Pro and vibe code it. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's not possible with everything, but there are apps that you could easily recreate for yourself.
Right. Well, I think this is a topic worth diving deeper into
Yes,
in a
a
later
lot
episode
more to
or
talk
an
about on
upcoming
this.
podcast episode. Yeah.
Another time. And thank
Yeah.
you, listeners, for coming. And we'll see you again at the beginning of September.
That's right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.